I mean, if that's still, you're still full-time server, focused on boxing outside of work, did that guy ask you to do that? Push some of the personal training?
He did. He opened that thought in my head as far as, he said, hey man, if you're gonna do this though, you need to open up an LLC for taxes, and just started giving me all sorts of knowledge. And I said, wow. So I started looking into it, and I said, okay. I said, that's gonna help me with taxes. Yeah. I said, okay, hey, why not? So, and at first I wasn't really, like I said, I was kind of doing it part-time just for extra money.
Right.
And I was still at the restaurant. I was still boxing. And I was like, it's just, I surround myself around a great group of guys, Matthew Berger and Diego Berger. Diego's a realtor. Matthew runs Driving with Matthew.
Yeah.
And so they started being just entrepreneurs, working for themselves. And I was like, man, I could do that too. I'm like, I make good money doing it. If I focus on it, like how much money can I really make? Like, I can get out the restaurant and just stop dealing with angry people that want their coffee first thing in the morning. And so I did it. I said, I gotta take that leap of faith, man. It is what it is, And so yeah, I mean,
it's awesome.
I lied to you if I say it was easy. I mean, it's hard. It's a lot of hard work. I mean, it is, but I love it.
So, I mean, some of the training stuff comes from boxing. A lot of it's going to come from boxing. Where did you learn the business stuff?
Business stuff? Trial and error. What I read. Learn from Matthew, Diego. So basically, I just got to go with. I look into a lot of it. The biggest thing for me is I like to listen. So when I ask questions, I mean, they can go on for days and I'll listen. I really like to listen. So I talk to a lot of personal trainers that have been in the game for a while, and I ask them a million questions, and they'll answer, and it's helped me. It's definitely, I've been able to grow a lot faster than I would have if I didn't.
Right. Yeah. I just, I think about my wife helped run a studio and, opened a studio and did all this stuff, and then, that sort of fell apart and whatever. And so she wasn't sure what she was going to do, and then it was like, you know what? If I'm ever going to do it, now's the time. I'm starting my own business. Yeah. And it was good. And she had learned a lot from that previous job in terms of operating. She learned a lot about marketing. She learned a lot about, how to make a website and stuff like that she did at that other company. But then, it became now I got to file an LLC. I got to figure out some tax stuff. I got to do all this. And for that, she didn't necessarily have a lot of people she could talk to about it, so whatever she learned before she got to use, and then the rest was sort of on the fly. And so I found myself learning a ton from her as she was doing it, but I also found myself trying to help and watching some videos or, doing some reading and all this stuff. And so, I don't know, I just think for a lot of people, that's probably the hardest thing to go from, here's the thing I'm good at, to here's how I make that my job. Is the technical piece of, if you're good at a thing, be good at it. And
you make money out of it.
And even word of mouth can help that to spread, but how do you make that a legitimate thing? Yeah. And how do you make that a full-time thing?
Yeah, or social media now, man. Go on Google. I know I typed in how to become a successful personal trainer. And whatever popped up, I clicked on it. Whatever question I may have, just Google it and it pops up.
And I mean, and you're doing well. Do you think did you ever take a business class in school?
I never did.
Should you have?
Actually, I had spoke to one of my good friends, and he took a business class. Yeah. And
in high school or college?
In college.
Okay.
And he told me, he said he only took a few classes, and he told me, his professor actually told him, he said, man, look, business, you don't need to take this class. And he said, I shouldn't be telling you guys this, but you don't need to take this class to become business owners. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. You think about it, and it's like everybody that took that business class, if you really needed that to become a business owner, how many business owners would there really be right now? Because I think that's business, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of people take that class, and a lot of them go to work a 9 to 5, or they
go work at someone else's business.
Someone else's business, but they don't make their own business.
Right.
So I mean, even those teachers that know that textbook from page 1 to the end, why they not running the business?
Right.
So I think it's just that
it's more like
it looks good on paper, maybe. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't find good information.
Yeah.
Or there are things that would help you, but as far as being necessary to be successful, I don't think so.
See, I mean, I talk, and I always think, say for this, like I think about my wife's situation because she's running her business and that is her full-time job, and she does this, and like here and there, like we're talking about something, or she's thinking about trying to like expand or make a change, and I say sometimes like, yeah, you should just take like an online class in marketing or do this thing in management, whatever. Because as a teacher, you know, I have a tendency to believe like there's going to be value in it, and the reality is like she'd probably learn some stuff, you know, but I think most of it, one, as you said, is probably available for free online somewhere. Yeah. Like you probably don't need to pay for it.
Google it.
You know, you don't need a degree to hire yourself, so you know you don't need that. So you can Google it, but some of it, like you said, is trial and error too. And so, you know, could she take that class online or through the community college? Yeah. Would I be happy to pay for it and thinking it's helping? Yeah. But the time that she would be taking away from the work she's actually doing in her business, I don't know if it would have enough benefit for that. You know what I mean? Like, if it meant that she had to walk back what she was doing already in a functioning and successful business to take the class to learn how to get a functioning and successful business, like, that's probably a bad use of your time.
You started backtracking a little bit.
Yeah, it's like if she had done that when she was 20, that would make sense. But like now, where you're already in the middle of it, I don't know how much help that provides compared to, say, having some people you can talk to get ideas or to get advice, or being able to do a little research on your own. Like, you know, I don't know. Like, I just think about, you know, say in high school, kids who take business classes love them. And they do a lot of like business stuff, like DECAs, like big like national, international competitions, and I'm sure like through doing the projects, they're learning a lot about it. And that's probably more useful than an extra study hall or some random class they didn't want to take anyway. I also don't know how much of that, and I don't know, I'm not doubting it, I don't know how much of that would actually translate to actually running your own business, you know? And so I think about, you know, back to like sort of one of those like core questions is like, in what ways does school serve you or not? Like, as a guy who owns a business but never took any of the business classes offered in high school, like, if you could go back to high school, like just go back in time, would you take one of those as an elective? Just like pop in do you think?
I say why not? I would. I definitely would. I wouldn't say I wouldn't. If I were to go back, I would just actually try to pay attention in class. Because I mean, it's just in school, I think it was just the general knowledge itself, just learning things that I didn't know. Yeah. And when I did try, I did well, and when I didn't, you know, I just didn't do well. And I think I would have actually showed a little more interest in things. But I mean, that comes with experience. I mean, trial and error. I mean, now when I tell the younger guys that call me, hey, big bro, hey, big homie, I'm like, hey, man, how's school going? They're in high school. Yeah. And they're like, it's all right, man. You know, I got D's. And I'm like, man, what you doing, man? I said, that's free education, man. Just focus. You know,
even if you're not going to use all of it.
And that's what I tell them. You know, you may not. History class, like, he's man, I'm failing history. I said, it's cool, man. I understand, man. Just pass the class, though, man. Do well. I mean, just learn. Try it.
I said this maybe 4 or 5 months ago at random. A young lady graduated maybe 2 years ago, I think. And I was working with a kid after school, working on paper or something. And she just stopped by, sort of unannounced. Hey, what's up? How's it going? And it's funny, like, you know, nice kid, and like we always went back and forth and joked and stuff. But like she, you know, oh, I hate this class. Oh, you're such a jerk, whatever. But like I also knew she was joking, at least with most of it, maybe not all of it. But she came in, just sort of checked in, said hi. Like I think she was going to hang out for a minute, but she saw us working, so she's getting ready to go. And I asked her something about the paper I was working on. I said, you know, do you remember blah blah blah? And she paused and sort of like looked up, and you could tell she's thinking. She goes, you know, actually, to be honest, and then she smiled. This is where I know she's like throwing a little dart here or something. But she goes, I don't really remember anything about this class. and I think she thought that was going to hurt. And I laughed and I said, well, you know, you say that, but look where you're standing right now. She said, what do you mean? I said, who'd you come back to visit? She went, well, and I said this, and I wasn't sure it was, and after the fact, you know, I decided I was probably right, maybe. But like going to school, say for the kid who's like, I'm failing history, and you're like, right. I mean, if you're not going to have a job in academia or politics, like you don't need a lot of that. I mean, it's good to know it, but you'll survive without it. But it's like all like going to the gym. And this is actually what I said to her, so it's just convenient that you do this. Yeah. But I said, you know, I know, like, she plays volleyball. She plays college volleyball. So I was like, you know, you go to the gym, you work out, right? She was, yeah. I said, so you remember what you did at the gym 3 weeks ago on Thursday? She's like, what are you talking? No. And I said, so you don't remember any of it? She goes, well, I don't know. I went in. I guess I did a workout. I don't know. I said, did it matter that you went? She goes, well, yeah. And I said, would it have mattered if you skipped a day? And she goes, well, probably not. But, it'd matter if I skipped a bunch. I said, so the important thing is that you're there and you're doing it. You're lifting the weights. She said, yeah. I said, well, maybe that's all school is. Maybe it doesn't really matter if you remember all of it. Maybe all of it's just like lifting weights for your brain. Like, by learning things, you're learning, your brain's working hard. So when you're 25, maybe the details of the Articles of Confederation don't matter at all to you.
Wow,
but I was trying to pull something around.
Yeah, no, yeah. Wow.
But maybe the fact that you tried to learn it in the first place does matter. Like, maybe it's easier to learn stuff later because you did all that learning early. Whether you needed to know the details of, the different kinds of clouds or the different, articles, and like maybe the whole thing is really just like you're exercising your brain. So in 10 years, you don't remember the exact thing you learned, but if you hadn't learned it, you wouldn't be doing the things you're doing now.
For sure. Mental reps.
And like you could tell, like she sort of, it's exactly. And she sort of paused and she's like, and she's like, you're stupid. I'll stop by another time. See ya. And she left. And after she left, I was like, I got to think about that. Because I said that confidently, but I'm good at saying things confidently. Like, that might have just been a load of crap, But I was thinking about it, I was like, that's probably true. Like, what do you remember from my class?
To be honest with you, the people, I remember that was my funnest class in ninth grade. I'm not saying that just because you're in front of me, but seriously, it was a great class. You made it fun to learn, because especially coming from middle school and then going into high school first year, middle school and now you're high school, it was fun, and I was in there with a lot of my friends, so.
Yeah. But you think about
that's
like
the most that I remember.
The stuff you remember, like you're like, I don't remember any of the comma stuff. I don't remember any of those short stories or anything. It's like, but that doesn't. The fact that you don't remember the thing doesn't mean that the thing didn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I was thinking about that in terms of say like school. Like say like, did you take a business class? No. You wish you would have? Sure. How different would things be right now? Probably not
maybe
very.
Not much,
Maybe you never know, but probably not. Like, the biggest changes in life come from little unexpected things. Say, like the guy who opens his gym and then gives you some pointers and says, hey, set up your LLC, do this.
Yeah.
If you didn't have contact with that guy, your life would probably be a lot more different right now than if you hadn't been in my English class. Or, like, the big changes sometimes come from little places. But you think about, like...
Look at him as a mentor, for sure. You need mentors in life. I think that's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
What I've learned a lot is mentors, knowing who to listen to.